Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Monday. It is January the 20th. We are seeing snow and we have got more Arctic air on the way. And then after that, we've got more Siberian air on the way. You love it, Tom. You love it.
Oh, man. Winter has not left us yet. And it could be a pretty tricky drive. We've got fairly good snow flurries happening right now along the 401 corridor all the way in from London and area. So it could be a little dicey.
Now, we do have snow squall watches in place. We'll take a look at those and we'll also take a look at the radar. We'll show you exactly what's happening right now. That's about 2 to 5 potentially along the shores of Huron, like through Sarnia and in through Goderich. We could see heavier amounts just because the squalls, they're going to pick up significantly. So if you're traveling through those areas down towards London, keep that in mind.
Had a good weekend?
I did.
Good.
You had a Christmas party.
I had a Christmas party with my children and their children.
And your tree is still up.
And my tree is still up.
Only person I know who still has this tree up.
It's done its duty now. I can take it down.
It's the 20th.
I know.
All right, we've got your long-range forecast coming up. We'll let you know how cold it's going to get in just a moment. But first, here's Tom with traffic. Of January. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. Just got a tweet from a plow driver talking about snow-covered roads. As the 403 and the 427 completely snow-covered, but he's out, he's plowing, he's salting, he's doing his due diligence, and we thank people like you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. But it is going to be a little slick. We still have these flurries tracking across. It looks like it's starting to track east, but still there's some lingering stuff in behind it. So it's going to be definitely a slick day out there.
Temperatures are cold, and we'll get to those in a moment. First, here's a look at the radar, and here's what Tom was mentioning. It is tracking its way south and east all at the same time, so that's good news. But if you're
with the wind chill, so it's going to be very cold today as the day progresses.
We're looking at a few additional centimeters of snow as well. We've got squalls coming off of Huron and Georgian Bay today, so traveling through the Goderich, kind of London, Sarnia area. Heavy snow expected, about 10 to 20 centimeters. Now, a lot of areas further east of us had some pretty heavy snow over the weekend. We kind of escaped with just,
Yeah, there's a few squalls. I mean, my daughter drove down from Huntsville yesterday, and she came through some terrible conditions.
So like Barrie all the way down to like Uxbridge?
Through 89, 88, and yeah, that was just an absolute horrible time. Even north of Orillia, they were into some pretty serious snow.
Just a mess. Winter, it's like here to stay. It's here to stay forever. Doesn't it feel like that? Doesn't it feel like it's never going to leave? Well, Kate and Toboggan, they're loving these conditions. I think, yeah, let's do it forever. The rest of us, not so much. Your long-range details and the dramatic cool down yet again coming up in a few moments. But first, here's Tom with traffic.
The long range.
I'm going to show you one day. Tomorrow, we're looking at minus 17, feeling like minus 26. You're going to need to bundle up. Bundle up. Arctic air is streaming southward. For those of us here in the eastern half of the country, that means frigid temperatures and bitter wind chills are back. And with the snow that's been falling all around the Great Lakes, snowy it's going to get. The cold winter is paying off for anyone who loves ice wine. Kasia Badurka tells us more. Thanks, Kasia. Gale force winds pushed visibility to less than 100 meters in April. All right, we'll take a look at your long-range forecast coming up in just a few moments, talking about the cold temperatures. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on traffic. It's a great morning for a hot breakfast. Temperatures in and around the GTA are quite chilly. We're looking at minus 6 for the morning through Toronto. Up towards Barrie, we're looking at minus 11. Keep in mind, it's going to feel colder than this when you factor in the winds. Minus 5 through Hamilton, minus 5 through Brantford. If you're traveling south, it's still cold. Down towards London, we're looking at minus 6. And towards the east, we're seeing more snowfall. Towards Kingston, we're looking at minus 6. So cool temperatures all around. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. It is the 20th of January. We're talking Arctic air. We're talking air straight from Siberia. We're talking about snow, all that winter goodness.
Yeah, it is. It's just, winter just doesn't want to let go this year. It sort of got us by the throat, not going to let go. I'm sorry, I'm just losing it a bit. No, winter's really got us.
It's an old-fashioned winter, Tom.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. I've been around long enough to know what old-fashioned winters are all about, and this isn't an old-fashioned
I'm glad
winter.
you went there, because I was going to go there, and I'm going to say you should remember
I'm going
these.
there, and I tell you, in the last 60-odd years, I have not seen a winter that starts so early and goes so long yet.
You just don't remember.
I do remember.
What about those days where you had to walk into school in snow up to here?
I used to walk on Islington.
In bare feet.
5 miles across the Islington Avenue Bridge with winds howling at us, but we made it nonetheless.
All right, let's take a look at the radar.
13s minus 15s.
So this is just Arctic here.
I know, but then in behind it, we know what's coming.
We do, and I'm going to have those details coming up in your long range. Some light snow continuing not only throughout the day today, but into tomorrow. So about 2 to 5 centimeters for some areas. With that northerly wind, we're going to see squalls pick up the lakes. Over the weekend, a lot of areas saw some decent snow.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
It is, Tom. We're embracing it this year. North, like south, like Long Point got over 100 kilometers an hour. So a windy, kind of blustery day. I will let you know how cold it's going to get in just a moment. But first, here's Tom with traffic.
What?
All right, here's the cold. Minus 17 tomorrow, feeling like minus 26. Bundle up. We're talking grab the parka from the back of the closet. Minus 11 for Wednesday, feeling like minus 12. So we actually warm up, but then we cool back down for Thursday. And then as we get into next week, here comes the Siberian air, feeling closer to the minus 20s yet again. Well, the mild air as we know it is gone. We are going to see Arctic air funnel right back in through southern Ontario for the next few days. And then we've got Siberian air to contend with. And I'll talk about all that in just a few moments. But first, let's take a look at the bright side of winter. Some people I know love winter. If you like to ski, if you like to snowboard, if you like to maybe snowshoe or go tobogganing, you love winter. This horse is having such a good time in Newfoundland. Look at all the snow that it's dealing with in Birchie Bay. It is clearly embracing the season. It's running around, it's galloping around. It's even bucking a little bit at some point. So it's obviously really, really excited. And see, there it goes. And it actually rolls and gets a good kind of wash in the snow. So cute. I don't know. Kevin Yard sometimes does that. He gets so excited when he's out in the snow. We're going to be checking in with Kevin periodically throughout the morning today. All right, speaking of snow, let's take a look at what we have expected additionally. We're looking at about 5 to 15 centimeters along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. Now, we do have a squall watch in place through Sarnia, London, and Exeter. So if you do have travel plans towards those areas, just keep that in mind. Here's that Arctic air I was talking about. Temperatures into the minus teens, but feeling more like the minus 20s to almost the minus 30s by tomorrow morning. I know. Grab the parka. You're going to need gloves. You're going to need your toque, scarf, the whole bit. Time to be jealous. Take a look at these temperatures through Alberta. I know it's kind of mean that I'm showing this to you, but I just want you to realize the difference and the contrast that we can have in Canada during the winter months. Rocky Mountain House got up to 13.4 on Saturday. Sundre got up to 16. These are all record-breaking, by the way. Cardston got up to 11.8 and Lethbridge 10.9. Now, Calgary got up to close to 13 degrees, 12.9, and Edmonton was around 8, so still incredibly mild in the big cities as well. I know, I'm jealous too. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds right now. He's an update on traffic. Bundle up. Arctic air is streaming southward. For those of us here in the eastern half of the country that had temperatures and bitter wind chills, well, they're coming back. And with the snow that's been flying around the Great Lakes and more on the way, the old-fashioned winter isn't going anywhere. Within the next 20 minutes, I'll tell you just how cold and snowy it's going to get. Gale force winds pushed visibility to less than 100 meters, giving Antarctica a snow day trip in April. We'll take a look at the cold long-range forecast, but first let's check in with Kevin Yard. And Kevin, today it's cold, but tomorrow morning you are going to be wishing for lots of hot chocolate and a warm spot to sit. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It is Monday. It is the 20th of January. Welcome to Siberia. No, I'm kidding. It's not that cold yet, but it will be.
So, yeah. Good morning, Siberia, where everything is frozen nonstop all the time. And that's exactly what
it's not. Did you know that major cities in Siberia actually get up to about 30 degrees in summer?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
It's true.
I don't believe it.
Google it.
Oh, well, all right.
Kevin is joining us in Kitchener this morning. And Kevin, some light snow on the ground. You were mentioning that it was a little slippery, not only underfoot, but on the road as you were trying to get there. Thanks, Kevin. Here's a look at the radar, and as Kevin was mentioning, the cold front where the snow is right along has now pushed through us, but we're still left with some residual snow, and even through areas around London, we've noticed that we're seeing a little bit of freezing drizzle. So just keep that in mind if you do have travel plans. Today, temperatures dropping. We're seeing a daytime never mind. And by tomorrow morning, we're looking at minus 28. And we can thank all of that Arctic air that's going to be funneling through southern Ontario for our cold temperatures. But it's okay, Tom, right? Because we are embracing winter.
With Emily.
The Arctic air is going to filter in throughout the day tomorrow, feeling like minus 17, feeling like minus 26. We warm up for a day. It's going to feel closer to the minus teens for Wednesday, and then back to the minus 20s for Thursday. Good morning. It's Monday. It is the 20th of January. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. We promise that winter will eventually come to an end, but not for at least like 2 months.
That's like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
It just goes on.
It's not that long. I think it's probably like 50 some days now. I think we're looking at like 57.
Oh, really? We broke the 60 mark?
I think so.
Whew. Good.
You know what? I'll check.
I can hardly wait.
All right, we're going to check in with Kevin Yardy. He joins us in Kitchener this morning. And Kevin, I'm going to bring in a treat for you tomorrow, and it's going to involve warm things.
Yeah.
Kevin, you're so funny. There's no way I'm going outside tomorrow. Not a chance. Not in a million years. All right, we'll take a look at your long range in just a few moments. We do have Arctic air funneling in. That's why Kevin and I are kind of battling out who's not going outside tomorrow. Details just ahead, but first, here's Tom with traffic.
That's with Emily.
I think everybody heard that Tom wanted to go outside tomorrow, right? Okay, so we're all in agreement. Tom's going outside. Minus 17 tomorrow, feeling like minus 26. We warm up for like 1 day and then back into Arctic air, feeling closer to minus 21. Bundle up. Arctic air is streaming southward. For those of us here in the eastern half of the country, that means frigid temperatures and bitter wind chills are back. And with the snow that's been falling all around the Great Lakes, gale-force winds pushed visibility to less than 100 meters. Give April. Kevin Yard joins us live. He is in Kitchener, Ontario this morning. And Kitchener, Kevin, called you Kitchener. We took a vote around the studio, and Tom has actually volunteered to go outside tomorrow. I know we all enjoyed the mild temperatures last week. Well, unfortunately, we've got more cold air on the way. Arctic air, Siberia air. I'll get to all those details in just a few moments. But first, let's take a look at the lighter side of winter. People that enjoy snow, enjoying what winter has to offer, having a great time, super excited, and just loving the snow, having a nice little roll. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff, isn't it? Okay, I would never do that because, well, I'm not a huge fan of cold temperatures. This year I'm really trying to embrace it. We all know how that's going. Additional snowfall today. Now, some areas, if you're traveling anywhere along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay, we could pick up anywhere from 5 to 15 centimeters. Reason being, we've got squalls setting back up again. Lakes aren't completely frozen. We've got northerly winds coming in, so Goderich, London, Sarnia seeing some snowfall today. Even around Fort Erie and in through the Niagara region, because of those northerly winds coming off of Ontario, an additional 2 to 5 isn't out of the question. Now, we do have a snow squall watch through Exeter, London, and in through Sarnia because of those squalls that are potentially going to be moving down. We've got much colder air coming in, a lot of Arctic air that's going to be filtering in through southern Ontario yet again. I know you thought it was over. Another cold snap is on the way, and this one could potentially be even colder. I know. Temperatures are going to be into the minus teens, but feel more like the minus 20s to the minus 30s when you factor in the wind chill. So make sure you bundle up. Exposed skin, keep in mind, can get frostbite in about 5 to 10 minutes in conditions like this. So it's the winds that we're really going to have to watch out. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some wind chill warnings issued throughout the day today. Time to be jealous. Yeah, I know. Why are you showing us these temperatures? Are you making us jealous of people in Alberta? Yes, I am. Record temperatures were broken Saturday. Cardston got up to 11.8, Rocky Mountain House 13.4, Lethbridge 10.9, Calgary got close to 13 degrees. It's just a good contrast to show you what Canada can offer during the winter months right across the country. All right, now that we're jealous, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds for traffic. Bundle up. Arctic air is streaming southward. For those of us here in the eastern half of the country, that means frigid temperatures and bitter wind chills are back. And with the snow that's been falling, gale force winds pushed visibility to less than 100 meters, giving Antarctica a snow day. The storm put the brakes on the construction of China's new research station on Friday. We're now going to check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us in Kitchener, and it's been so cold throughout southern Ontario. A lot of people are disliking the freeze-thaw cycle, but one thing certainly likes the freeze-thaw cycle, and that's ice wine. Kasia Paderka tells us more.
Okay.
Thanks, Kasia. We'll check in with Kevin in just a moment, but first, let's check in with Tom and an update on your commute. It is Monday. Good morning. It's January the 20th. Yep. You're watching the Weather Network. It's cold. We've seen some snow, slippery roads, temperatures dropping, Arctic air. It's good times, Tom.
I know. I'm just timing winter.
Oh, we still have many days left.
Yeah, I know. Do we have 60? Did you figure that out?
I didn't look yet.
Okay.
I'll look, though. Okay.
It's got to be close to that.
We joined Kevin Yard. He's in Kitchener this morning. And Kitchener, I keep calling him Kitchener.
Who, Kevin?
Yes. So
Kevin Kitchener.
That's the third time I've done it. No,
right.
not Kevin. Kitchener. Just Kitchener.
Mr. Kitchener.
Hey, Kitchener.
There you go.
How's it going? Think it's hard to talk today, Kevin? Tomorrow's going to be even worse. All those details in your long range. Here's the snow as it moves off towards the south and the east throughout the lower Great Lakes, but we've got squalls picking up behind and some areas seeing a little bit of freezing drizzle. Snowfall amounts along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay could be anywhere between 5 and 15 centimeters. So if you're traveling in that direction, keep that in mind throughout the day today. Talk about the cold air coming in just a moment, but first here's Tom with traffic.
Emily's got details.
Tom, now if people are getting ready and they're just listening to you, they're going to have no idea what you just said. I am. Temperatures are going to go down. Down, 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 down. 17, minus 17 tomorrow, but feeling closer to minus 26. Incredibly cold. There's that Arctic air filtering in. We're not going to warm up significantly, that's for sure. And then we've got more cold air coming in for the weekend. It's Monday. It is the 20th of January. Thank you for joining us here on the Weather Network. We've been dealing with this whole roller coaster of temperatures. We were down, and then we were up, and then we were down, and unfortunately we're going down again.
And now you're watching Good Morning Siberia, because that's exactly where the air is all coming from.
Yeah, we've got Kevin Yard. He's joining us in Kitchener this morning. And Kevin, today is balmy compared to what it's going to feel like at this point tomorrow. So I hope you're enjoying the warmth.
The studio.
Thanks, Kevin. Her and I are actually going to do a winter-summer exchange. I'm going to go to Brazil for the winter, and she's going to come here. That's going to be the trade-off. Oh, I don't know why you would come for cold weather, but, you know, all right. Snow moving off to the east and the south. We do have these bands setting up quite swiftly over Lake Ontario or Lake Huron and Georgian Bay, and that's going to give us some decent amounts of snow through those areas. So if you've got travel plans through Goderich, through Sarnia, and through London today, it is going to be a little bit of a tricky commute. Speaking of commute, here's Tom with traffic. Now, it's cold through the long-range forecast. We are going to see temperatures drop significantly. We're looking at minus 17 for tomorrow, feeling like minus 26 when you factor in that wind. By Wednesday, we're looking at minus 14. Thursday, minus 13, feeling like minus 21. It's going to stay cold right through until the weekend. Bundle up. Arctic air is streaming southward. For those of us here in the eastern half of the country, that means frigid temperatures at. Gale force winds pushed visibility to less than 100 meters, giving Antarctica a snow day. All right, we're going to check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us live in Kitchener this morning. And Kevin, it's cold today, but not as cold as it's going to be. Gale force winds pushed visibility to less than 100 meters, giving Antarctica a snow day. We join Kevin Yard. He is live in Kitchener this morning. And Kevin, we've been talking about the Arctic air that's going to be funneling its way south. How are you going to prepare for this cold tomorrow? Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Monday. It is the 20th of January, and it is cold.
How do you like winter so far? Yeah, cold. Yeah, how do you like it so far? Isn't it just wonderful?
I'm embracing it.
Oh,
I've loved
gosh,
every
yes.
minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially those days where it's like feeling like minus 30 and I can't
Nothing
go
better,
outside.
and wind chill factors are,
Yeah.
minus 30 or 40. It's just lovely. Yeah.
It's awesome. Kevin,
Yeah, we just love it.
This is Kitchener this morning. And Kevin, we were talking earlier about how you were going to give advice to people on what to wear and how to prepare for tomorrow's dramatic change in temperature.
Even see it.
Thanks, Kevin. And you know what? As much as I'm really trying to embrace winter, I'm kind of done too. It's cold and slippery, and it's been really hard to get going anywhere. Okay, well, unfortunately, we still have about 5 to 15 centimeters of snow on the way for areas through Goderich and through Sarnia and London. We do have a squall watch in place for those regions. So keep in mind, if you are going to be traveling south and west today, that we could see some pretty brutal snow squall, poor visibility issues. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got an update on traffic. I wish I had better news, but I don't. I mean, if you're a skier and a boarder and you love to snowshoe and skate and toboggan, well, then you don't mind these conditions because you can just bundle up and just deal. But for those of us that like to suntan and swim and go for long walks, these temperatures are not helping. Minus 26 by tomorrow. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is the 20th of January, and it feels like we are in the smack dab middle of winter. We are. We have got cold temperatures throughout the day today. We've got even colder temperatures throughout the day tomorrow, and it's going to continue right into the weekend. Speaking of weekend, I hope you had a wonderful one. Plans anywhere along the shores of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron, you could be running into a little bit more snow as we've got squalls coming off those areas with that northerly wind. Keep in mind, we would love to see pictures and videos of snowfall if you are all the ways that you can reach us. Snow squalls. Here's a look at them. 5 to 15 centimeters possible for areas along the lakes. Long range forecast shows nothing but cold. Yeah, we've got minus 17 for tomorrow, feeling like minus 26. Brr. It's not going to warm up until we get closer to the weekend, and then still we have temperatures that are going to feel more like the minus teens. By Saturday, we're looking at minus 6, but feeling like minus 14, and Sunday, we drop back down into the deep freeze. It is going to feel closer to minus 18. Hamilton is going to be very cold throughout the day tomorrow. We're looking at sunshine, minus 17, feeling like minus 25, feeling like minus 18 for Wednesday, and returning to minus 20 by Thursday.
This weather segment.
Oh, so you're going to want to bundle up, not only for today, but it's going to get worse. Tomorrow, wind chills making you feel more like the minus 20s. Good Monday morning. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's January the 20th. We're smack dab in the middle of winter, and it certainly feels like it. An old-fashioned winter is what we're calling it with all the snow, cold temperatures. We've got Kevin Yard. He's joining us live in Kitchener this morning. And Kevin, because you spend so much time braving the elements outside, what advice do you have for people that are going to be venturing out in almost minus 30 wind chills tomorrow? All right, thanks so much, Kevin. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow out in the very chilly temperatures. Now, we're looking at minus 9 for this afternoon, but it is going to feel closer to minus 17 when you factor. But we do have some sunshine in the forecast. So if you can deal with the sunshine, well, I guess that's the silver lining, right? Snowfall amounts, we're looking at 5 to 15 centimeters along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. So if you do have travel plans in those areas, keep that in mind, that roads can be very slick. Visibility could be an issue as well because there are squalls coming in with that northerly flow off the lakes. Temperatures for the week, cold. Keep that parka handy. You'll need it all week. Minus 17, feeling like a minus 26 tomorrow. And as Kevin was mentioning, you certainly want to cover up all exposed skin. Minus 14 for Wednesday, minus 13 for Thursday, and still really cold as we get closer to the weekend. It's going to feel like mid-minus teens.
That's professional grade.
Here is what's trending on Twitter. We're going to start things off with hashtag Alberta. The first tweet we have says, what a weird winter here in Alberta, from having to shovel snow off the roof in November to 12 degrees Celsius this evening. I agree. It's been a little odd. John said, if we're getting March weather in January, do we get January weather in March? Loving the heat wave while it lasts. Hashtag Alberta. Margot says we're officially calling for a Saturday sizzle in Alberta here at the Weather Network, looking for before and after pics of the melting. And Slam Media says, wow, and shows us a great picture of the temperature through Calgary. Where's Kevin Yard? Find out.